Hello, welcome to the Premier League Invitational. I'm Adam Smith, and as always, throughout this tournament, I'll be joined by my good friends Joe Tomlinson and Harry Panero. We're at the quarter-final stage, going into day four. Four big quarter-finals to come today, Joe.
Yeah, four massive quarterfinals. Hopefully we can get as much entertainment as we saw yesterday. 28 goals in 4 games yesterday. But a quick reminder for everybody watching this, please do stay home and save lives. It's very, very important. The prize fund from the Premier League Invitational Tournament is also being donated to the Players Together initiative. Now we can have a look at the games you've got coming up this afternoon. First up, we'll see Liverpool take on Newcastle. It'll be Alexander-Arnold going head-to-head with Kристiαν Atsu. After that, we'll see Brighton versus Burnley. Neil Maupay, one of the tournament's dark horses, playing off against Dwight McNeil. Following that, a player who put in an incredible shift yesterday, Diogo Jota of Wolves, will take on relatively unknown Lys Mousset, who knocked out the tournament favourite yesterday in a brilliant performance for Sheffield United. Finally, we'll see Andre Gomes face off against Raheem Sterling as Everton take on Manchester City. Smithy, for the people who've maybe missed the last couple of days, I don't know why they would. We've seen so much entertainment. Just give me a quick explainer of the rules.
Yeah, here are the all-important rules that you need to be aware of. The EPL Invitational, it's a straight knockout tournament. You lose one game, you are out. Simple as that. Each round consists of just one single game. Every Premier League club has been represented either by a player from their squad or a celebrity fan, but both our celebrity fans have now been knocked out. The in-play rules are 2 6-minute halves. In the event of a draw, golden goal will be used to determine the winner. We've not had golden goal used in any match so far, but a lot of the games we've seen as we're progressing through the tournament have been closer and closer. So something tells me we may see a golden goal today. An 85 rated Premier League squads in kickoff mode, Joe, to find out who's the ultimate FIFA 20 player in the Premier League.
Yeah, we can have a look at the draw now, just in case you missed anything. Trent Alexander-Arnold beat Tom Grennan, Manchester United's celebrity fan, fairly comfortably. In the end, 5-1 to the rest of this stage. Kристiαν Atsu scraped past Moussa Sissoko with a 90th minute winner in that one to get to this stage. Chelsea took a battering from Andre Gomes. Reece James trending on Twitter after that one as he lost 8-0. Manchester City beat Crystal Palace 5-4. Raheem Sterling with an excellent performance against Wilfried Zaha in that one. Yesterday saw Diogo Jota, much talked about in this competition, come out 8-2 victor over Wilfried Ndidi. Todd Cantwell, who many spoke about as being a potential tournament favourite, got thumped. He lost 6-2 to Lys Mousset of Sheffield United. And then yesterday, we saw the teams that actually played on day one and qualified for the last 16. Brighton, in the form of Neil Maupay, sweeping aside Philip Billing and Bournemouth 4-2, before the other celebrity fan, Josh Franceschi, crashed out 3-1 against Dwight McNeil Smith. An epic day yesterday, really.
I think that is a perfect word to describe it, epic. And we found, one thing that we've found consistently throughout this tournament, it's so hard to make predictions because Todd Cantwell, of course, tournament favourite, losing in his first game. And as we said with the rules that we saw earlier, you lose one game, you are out. So for any of you that did miss our action yesterday from day 3, we can bring you the highlights now. This is what you missed. The first game was Diogo Jota of Wolves going up against Wilfried Ndidi of Leicester. And it was a close first 20 minutes, 1-1 at the 24-minute mark. But then after that, Diogo Jota's FIFA expertise really shone. Diogo Jota very calm in his celebrations, didn't give much away and scoring with his in-play character regularly. Diogo Jota wearing the armband for Wolves, and Wilfried Ndidi could hardly look at what he was witnessing at this stage. 1-0, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, Diogo Jota scoring goal after goal after goal. Adama Traore utilising his pace, as we often see in FIFA, to score for Wolves there. Jamie Vardy did get what was a consolation before the goal of the day in the 70th minute mark, which made it 7-2. And then we saw that partnership between Raul Jimenez and Diogo Jota we've seen so many times in the Premier League, and we saw it in FIFA. Diogo Jota winning 8-2. Our next game saw tournament favourite Todd Cantwell go up against Lys Mousset of Sheffield United. And Lys Mousset taking an early shock lead before Todd Cantwell scored with Todd Cantwell. And he was one of our most expressive players in celebration. Fist pump in the air as that one went in. And in the second half, made a few changes and it worked originally because Todd Cantwell finding himself 2-1 up. But after that, his head was in his hands because it was all Lys Mousset scoring with an array of players. McGoldrick there amongst other Sheffield United goal scorers. Todd Cantwell slumping into that chair. Lys Mousset winning 6-2 in this match. The tournament favourite, Todd Cantwell and Norwich City, out of the tournament. Our third match was Neil Maupay of Brighton against Philip Billing of Bournemouth. As Joe said earlier, both players already had to qualify from round one, so we'd seen them both play. And this was a very hotly contested match. Philip Billing scoring with Philip Billing, we saw there, and it was 1-1 for ages. Neil Maupay tweaked it a little bit, dominated possession, 68% possession Neil Maupay had in the first half, but Philip Billing defended brilliantly throughout. 2-2 in the 83rd minute mark. We thought we were going to go to golden goal, but we didn't, thanks to Glenn Murray scoring all 4 goals. Neil Maupay said Glenn Murray is the GOAT, mate. He certainly was. Brighton advance. Our last game was Josh Franceschi, the singer of You, Me at 6, our last celebrity competitor, going up against Bournemouth's Dwight McNeil. And this, again, was a close game. Aubameyang been doing the business for Josh. He's his favourite Arsenal player, he said, and he's been playing well for him all tournament. But then Josh was kicking himself 2 big defensive errors, letting Dwight McNeil in. And this was the winning moment to make it 3-1. Dwight McNeil relieved with that. He knew he was in a game, but all that matters was Burnley advanced. Interesting last game, that one, Joe. Quite a toughly fought game between Burnley and Arsenal, that one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Josh Franceschi must be absolutely kicking himself this morning. He really threw it away, didn't he? The game was 1-1 when he obviously gave the ball away in 2 silly positions twice and conceded 2 very quick goals. And you just can't do that at this level. Dwight McNeil punished him. And Dwight McNeil is a player who is going to have to face Neil Maupay. Neil Maupay, we've already spoken about as playing an awful lot of FIFA. He's been watching all of the opposition as well. So I'm expecting that one to be an absolute cracker this afternoon.
Joe, do you think we've seen a lot of the tactics shift? Because in the first day we saw goals galore. We saw 8 goals, we saw 6 goals. In our opening few days, there were a lot of goals. But the last 2 matches were quite cagey. It's a little trend that we've picked up as we've progressed in this round, that players are feeling each other out in the early stages rather than going all gung-ho out attack. Have you found that to be the case as well?
Yeah, I think to an extent, but we did still see 28 goals yesterday, so I'm hoping for more of the same today. But what I will say is the further this tournament goes, the better FIFA players are going to be. So you are going to see much more chess-like games that are based on tactics rather than gung-ho attacking football. And I'm excited to see that shift, Smithy.
Yeah, our players are ready. Our first match today is Liverpool against Newcastle. Trent Alexander-Arnold, there they are against Christian Atsu. Let's speak to Trent first. Trent, how are you feeling, mate, going into this one?
Quite relaxed, to be honest. Just going to try to take the same approach as what I did the other game.
Very comfortable first game you had against Tom Grennan, 5-1. A lot of people talking you up in this competition. Do you think it will be a much closer game this time around?
I think that the last game, the result was a bit friendly in my favour, to be fair. It was a lot tighter than what it looked. But yeah, I'm sure every game from now on will be tough now we're getting into the latter stages.
How good has it been for you personally, like representing Liverpool? We've seen so many fans throughout the world getting involved in this. We've seen talk on social media. How much of an honour is it for you to represent Liverpool? And does that come with a lot of pressure as well, that you're representing your club in this tournament?
Not pressure, but obviously I'm the only person that's playing it, so it's all on me or nothing really. So you feel as though you might let your team down if you lose. That's the only pressure that comes with it. But other than that, I'm just trying to enjoy it. It's for a good cause. And we're all taking part, which is the main thing, is staying safe. So there's positives no matter the outcome of the game.
Yeah, well said. It is for a very good cause, and we are all encouraging people to stay home and save lives, of course. Just finally, Trent, what do you know about Christian Atsu? He came through a very close first game against Moussa Sissoko of Spurs, 2-1. Did you see that match? What do you know about your opponent going into this one?
Seeing his late goal, obviously shows he's quite relentless and he'll go to the end. So it should be a good game, and obviously I know I can't switch off.
Brilliant, Trent. All the best for that one. Great to get the thoughts of Trent Alexander-Arnold prior to the match, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. And I believe Kристian Atsu joins us as well. Kристian, how are you feeling ahead of the game today?
I'm very happy, especially to play against him. I'm really happy and excited.
We saw a big shift in tactics for you last game where you put yourself and Saint-Maximin up front. Are you going to do the same today?
I watched him play the game we won, I think 5-2, and he's very attacking. So I think I'll be very careful and try to defend a bit.
Yeah, you talk about defending there. You only conceded 1 goal in the first game. Are you going to try and do that again this game? Are you going to try and stay very compact defensively?
Yes, this is how I always play FIFA. I'm always compact and very difficult to beat. So it's the same thing I'm going to do, but it all depends on the opponent, the formation that he's playing, that I will see and also try to adjust.
There we have it then, Smithy. I'm absolutely buzzing for this one.
Yeah, can't wait for this one, Joe. It's going to be a great game. Before we get into the game, as has been tradition this week, we are going to just quiz the guys on their FIFA 20 knowledge. So, guys, this is how it's going to work. Trent, 3 questions to you, first of all, just like last time. Then, Christian, I'll come to you after that. I know this will get very competitive. So, first up, Trent, first question. Who has better passing, according to FIFA 20, Jordan Henderson or John Joe Shelby?
Say John Joe.
John Joe Shelby, 79. It's incorrect. It's Jordan Henderson with 83.
Oh, he's going to kill me.
He won't be happy with that. Next up, who do you think, according to FIFA 20, has better dribbling? Roberto Firmino or Naby Keita? Bobby Firmino, 87. Naby Keita, 88. That's a tough question. There's only one in it, but it is incorrect. Naby Keita takes it. Sorry, mate. This one, last question to redeem it. Of course, both Gini Wijnaldum and James Milner played for Newcastle, as we all know. But which player has the better stamina on FIFA 20? It's another tough question. It's very close. But better stamina out of Wijnaldum and Milner.
Gini.
Milner 90, Wijnaldum 93, correct. So that is 1 out of 3, Trent. Quick analysis of your quiz there. 1 out of 3, did you take that? A bit disappointed, what are you saying?
A bit disappointed, but it's not that big of a deal, to be honest.
Love that. Okay, Christian, on to you now. First question, who has the better balance stats? According to FIFA 20, you or Mo Salah?
Mo Salah.
Incorrect. It's yourself. Mo Salah 88, Atsu 93. So it was yourself. Next up, who is slower on FIFA 20? Florian Lejeune or Federico Fernandez? So who is slower?
Lejeune.
Lejeune 49, Fernandez 48. Incorrect. So it's 0 out of 2. You need this to draw it, Christian. Last question. Who is higher rated, Jamal Lascelles or Kieran Clark, according to FIFA 20?
Jamal.
It is Jamal Lascelles, 78, 75. Kieran Clark, 75. Jamal Lascelles, 78, which means it is 1 out of 3. We can't separate them. 1 out of 3 for Trent, 1 out of 3 for Christian. Guys, we're almost ready to go with the game. I love how competitive that got. Can't separate them, Harry. Going to bring in our co-presenter, Harry Panera, who's been alongside myself and Joe Tomlinson all week. It's great to have Harry along with us. Harry, interesting quiz. We can't separate them. Is this going to be what we're going to see for this game? A very tightly fought out game of FIFA.
Yeah, 100%. Especially from the way Christian's first game went, it was very, very cagey in comparison to the way Trent dominated the game. So I'm intrigued to see how approaches and styles of football are going to translate into the game. You can clearly see that Trent really just wants to get on with the game. He's not going to let the psychological battle affect him. So I'm intrigued to see how this goes. But this should be very good. I think Christian's actually could be an underdog in this. So yeah, I can't wait for this, Joe.
Yeah, really exciting stuff, isn't it? I was very, very intrigued there when Christian was saying he's focusing on defending. He's going to try and match Trent Alexander-Arnold up tactically, because obviously we saw in the first game just how lethal Trent Alexander-Arnold can be. It was actually a very close game statistically between Trent Alexander-Arnold and Tom Grennan. But at the end of the day, the finishing paid off. There was that brilliant lob as well. The winner of this game, though, would go on to face either Andre Gomez or Raheem Sterling. So we could well see a Merseyside derby if Trent was to go through and Andre was to go through. That would be an absolute epic, Smithy.
Yeah, this side of the draw really exciting. The winner of this, as you said, will either place Everton or Man City. So we've got either potentially, if Trent advances, we've got a Everton Merseyside derby, Man City Liverpool, which you've seen has been a battle for Premier League titles in the past, and that's not Christian Atsu's got an early fast chance, and it's 1-0 Newcastle. Christian Atsu taking the lead, Joe.
Oh, Alan Saint-Maximin there. We saw Christian Atsu make the most of the pace going forward against Moussa Sissoko when he made those changes to put himself and Alan Saint-Maximin up front. And it's worked again. Atsu and Saint-Maximin combining brilliantly on the counter-attack there. 5 minutes into the game, and we've already seen a goal. Before this game, we said, it's going to get much more tactical. We're probably going to see less goals. What do we know, Smithy? What are we talking about? We're goals going
exactly.
already.
What do we know? And Liverpool... Nice bit of build-up play from Trent there. But Harry, big first goal. Early goal for Christian Atsu.
Yeah, massive first goal. And it's the equaliser. Smithy. I couldn't even get my words out. I think with the first goal from Christian, it's actually just set the tone of the game now. I think once one player scores early, you have to change your whole tactics. And it's got to be, from a defensive point of view, straight to attacking now. So it's 1-1, Joe.
Yeah, brilliant start to this game. 9 minutes in and the score sits at 1-1. Of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold does have some pedigree at the FIFA level. He played in the Stay and Play Cup, eventually going on to be beaten on golden goal by Jesper Karlström 3-2. Christian Atsu, on the other hand, we didn't know too much about him going into the tournament, but that's not to say he's not a fantastic FIFA player. We saw him put in a really good showing against Moussa Sissoko, and some of the players that we haven't talked about much, your Lys Mousset, your Andre Gomez, have ended up being some of the best competitors we've seen so far, Smith.
Yeah, exactly that. We've undersold some of the players, Andre Gomez being one of them. 8-0 victory for him. That is in the this side of the draw. Don't forget, all 4 quarterfinals we will give you today. So 4 quarterfinal matches, 1 game. And it'd be fascinating to see who advances from those quarterfinals. Of course, Liverpool, Newcastle have played twice in the Premier League this season. Liverpool 3-1 winners at Anfield. Christian Atsu actually got an assist that game to Jetro Williams, but Liverpool gaining all 3 points. And then a very, very epic game. I don't know if you remember, but St James's Park, Newcastle 2, Liverpool 3, and Trent providing 2 assists for Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah that day, as he has been getting loads of assists throughout this season. So Trent has a very good record against Newcastle, winning all 4 games in which he has featured and providing 3 assists. Will he have a good record against Newcastle on FIFA? Currently 1-1, 20 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, Trent putting together some nice build-up play, but again, we can see how hard it is to break down Christian Atsu. Moussa Sissoko found the same thing, that back line is very, very solid. Christian is an exceptional defender, and Trent's going to look to just pass it around the edge of the area and try and pick his passing lines with that slow build-up play that's become synonymous with some of the best players in the tournament so far. Here's a chance, though, with Mo Salah inside the box, looking to pick a pass. Can't do it, though, again. Brilliant defending by Christian Atsu, Harry.
Yeah, he's put on a fantastic defensive display in his first half. It's been very, very difficult, as you said, for Trent to actually breach the lines of defence. But I think it's going to take a moment of a mistake or probably a great counter-attacking spell for a goal to come back into this game. I think the goals have actually just settled down the game a bit. I think Atsu's really happy to defend right now, but he can't make any mistakes because Trent, as we all know, is very, very clinical, Joe.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Josh Franceschi versus Dwight McNeil yesterday when the only thing separating them was mistakes. This is fantastic build-up play by Trent, though. He is offside. We've seen some fantastic games so far in this EPL Invitational Tournament. I'm sure we're going to see some more today. If you are just joining us, there's a chance here for Trent. Took it too early. Should have taken another touch there. A little bit of a let-off for Christian Atsu, Smith.
Yeah, big chance for Trent. I think he knew, based on his body language as well, that was a big chance. Christian Atsu defending well, but Trent having all the possession. Oh, it's another chance. Tipped behind the bar for a corner. Trent Alexander-Arnold whip of the corner in, as he has done with such great effect in the Premier League this season. But it is a goal kick to Newcastle. So, good bit of play there from Trent, but a couple of chances that did not go his way, Joe.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very tense affair. I think Christian Atsu probably isn't going to see as much of the ball as he did in the first game. It is going to have to be a really good defensive display and then look to use Alan Saint-Maximin and Christian Atsu's pace on the break. But as I was saying earlier, this has been a tournament full of goals, and today is only going to see more. Mo Salah breaking down the right-hand side here. Here's a chance. Just got to take his time here. Looking to pick the pass. It's going to be a goal. Surely is a goal. Sadio Mane tapping in at the back post. Trent, just talk us through that goal.
He's focused, Joe. I think both players in the zone for this one. They know that they've got a game on their hands. That is a big moment in the game. Trent has to say, dominating the possession in the build-up to that play. Had two big chances before that goal. And could that be an all-important goal? And interesting to see if Christian will look to change anything tactically or substitutions at the halfway point if it remains at 2-1 as they go on the attack here, Joe.
Good chance here for Kристijan Atsu then from the free kick. He's going to loft it into the box. Gets the header with Allan-Saint-Maximin, but it's not to be. It's an interesting tactic from Kристijan Atsu. You've seen a lot of short free kicks taken this year on FIFA 20 in particular. That sort of slow, short build-up play around the edge of the area tends to be favoured by a lot of the professionals. And a lot of the better players in this tournament as well have focused on it. We've seen Neal Maupay really, really patient. Here's another chance for Trent, but it just bobbles. A little bit unfortunate for himself there. And it's cleared by Newcastle. But as I was saying, you know, possession-based football in FIFA 20 is so important. Neal Maupay put together nearly 70% yesterday in his win over Billing, and Liverpool doing the same here. That slow, steady build-up. Harry, what have you made of the first half? Because we are approaching half-time, and what are the fans saying?
Yeah, the fans are saying that Trent looks to have more control over this game, but Atsu's defending is absolutely amazing. This game could have easily been more goals if Atsu didn't make a lot of last-ditch defending. But as we all know, this game can never be over. We still have a second half to go, but it seems as if it's more of a soaking up pressure type of approach from Kристijan Atsu because of how Trent is playing, and it could be 3-0. What a save! What a save, Joe.
I don't know whether it was a save or whether it hit the post. Either way, it had to hit the back of the net from Trent Alexander-Arnold. You can see he throws his hands up in the air in frustration there. Trent, talk us through that last incident. How did you miss?
Mate, I don't even know.
Not happy about that one. Kристijan, you go in to the break behind. How are you feeling at half-time?
He's very good in attacking, but I think a chance in the second half.
Yeah, we're going to have to see you playing on the break a little bit second half. Smithy, what have you made of the first 45?
Brilliant first 45. The game is kicking off for the second half, so we'll bring that game to you. Here it is, kicked off already. Brilliant first half. I think fair to say Trent has dominated in possession, had the more bigger chances, better chance in the game, but Christian defending very well indeed. 2-1. Just interesting to know how much that last chance that Trent missed there, could that come back and could that cost him this game if Christian can score an early goal? Harry, it's been a fantastic match. As you say, two big teams, two teams that have created some epic games down the years in the Premier League, and it's not disappointing on FIFA either.
Absolutely legendary games. Throughout all my career, like I've been a football player, but all my life I've been watching these type of games. But it's actually translated into the pitch here. Trent, I must say though, Kристijan Atsu's defending arguably could be one of the best that we've seen so far. It's very, very hard to break him down. It takes a player like Trent, who's very, very good, to be able to score. And he's hit the post!
The post again!
Joe, I'm thinking that these misses could actually come back to hit Trent, you know. I'm not too sure, but Kристijan Atsu looks to be doing a great job defensively, Joe.
I cannot believe some of the misses in this game from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Two absolute sitters have hit the post, and we've seen some good saves from the Newcastle goalkeeper. We've talked a lot about Kристijan Atsu's defending and how rigid it is and how tactical it is, but you know, he's actually shipped some really good chances in this game, and Trent probably should be more than just one goal ahead at the 55th minute stage. I think personally Kристijan's probably going to have to make some in-game tweaks here, because Trent Alexander-Arnold is very dominant with the ball. At the moment he's creating the better chances, Smithy.
Yeah, completely agree. I'll be amazed if Christian doesn't change this sooner rather than later. It's been all Trent Alexander-Arnold. As good as Christian has defended, that we said he has let in some chances. Trent with two big misses off the post twice. So I would be amazed if Christian doesn't look to change this up very shortly. As Newcastle have another chance, it's a big save.
Oh, those are the chances that Kристijan Atsu really has to take on the counter. You know, the pace of Allan-Saint-Maximin, the pace of Kристijan Atsu really need to punish Liverpool when you get the chances, because Trent's going to keep the ball in dangerous areas like this. Another big chance for Liverpool, another big save by Martin Dubravka, Harry.
Amazing. The chances that are getting missed are ridiculous, I must say. Trent must be thinking he needs to score another goal just to wrap this game up. But it's been very, very, very tight. Kристian Atsu has a lot of thanks to say to his keeper, because without him, I don't know where he'd be in this game. But still 2-1, Smithy.
Still 2-1, Harry. What a game we have. Don't forget, this is the first game of day 4. We've got 4 big quarterfinals to give you. The winner of Liverpool and Newcastle plays Everton or Man City, and that is going to be another very tough one to call because, of course, Everton is represented by Andre Gomez, Man City by Raheem Sterling. Trent goes through. It's another goal. It's a big goal in the game. It's Liverpool 3, Newcastle 1. Could that be the goal that takes Trent Alexander-Arnold through to the semi-finals? Mo Salah on the score sheet, as he's been doing all season for Liverpool. And surely that is 1 foot in the semi-final for Trent, potentially, Joe.
Yeah, good knowledge of the game there from Trent. You can just see him looking to get to the byline, and then rather than lifting the ball in the air, looking to use the drill cross or the through ball, it's so much more effective on FIFA 20. And to be honest with you, this game is becoming one-sided. Trent is really, really strong in possession, putting together very, very effective attacks. And now he can sit back a little bit more and use the pace of Bobby Firmino, use the pace of Sadio Mane on the counter-attack. This is a really, really good performance. Very, very impressive stuff so far from Trent Alexander-Arnold, Harry.
Definitely, and I think that third goal is a very, very deflating goal for Kристian Atsu. It's very hard to find momentum to actually bring another goal back into this game. But yeah, as you said, Trent has been absolutely amazing attacking. He's been more threatening. His attacks have looked more like goals, had so many chances, hit the post twice, as Smithy said earlier. So it's a well-deserved lead at the moment. And it does seem as if he has got 1 foot in the semi-final, Joe.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you there. 1 foot in the semi-final. Of course, Kристian Atsu thanking the amazing Newcastle supporters at home after that first win against Moussa Sissoko. Trent Alexander-Arnold beating Tom Grennan. We'll have another chance. Bobby Firmino, it's going to be 4-1. And that will wrap up the game. 13 minutes left on the clock. The front three of Liverpool, as they have done all season, firing the Reds ahead. It looks like there's going to be a few in-game tweaks here. Trent might just look to go a little bit more defensive now. Is that correct, Trent?
Nah, put Ox on, try and nick him a goal.
He's going to go more attacking. I love to see it. We've already seen 5 goals in this game. He won the first game 5-1. He might well be looking to win the second game 5-1. 10 goals across 2 matches would be very impressive stuff, Smithy.
Yeah, Trent's looked very good all tournament, it's got to be said. Scored one of the goals of the tournament as well, that cheeky little dink against Tom Grennan in his 5-1 victory in his earlier round, and he's 4-1 up against Newcastle. And don't forget, he's missed a couple of big chances as well, so looks in absolute cruise control right now. Kристian needs to do something miraculous to get back into this one. It's been another great start to day 4 of the EPL Invitational, Joe. Just a reminder, the winner of this will play the winner of Everton against Man City. So if Trent is to advance, we've either got Liverpool against Man City, which is a mouth-watering prospect, 2 huge teams in the Premier League, or we've got a Merseyside derby on our hands. So either way, a lot of excitement to come.
Yeah, I think at the moment it looks like Trent's going to go through. You know, that possession, patient build-up style has been so effective today. It's been so effective in this tournament, really. The lobbed crosses that we've seen from Kристian Atsu haven't really had too much effect. It's very, very difficult to get it to work on FIFA 20. There is going to be a final chance here. Free kick, 22 yards out. Let's see what Kристian can do. It's going to be Joe Linton over it. It's hit the crossbar. It's a great effort by Joe Linton. Would have been our first free kick that's hit the net this tournament. Very hard to execute on FIFA, and it nearly hit the back of the net, Harry.
Definitely. The keeper was rooted to the spot. Amazing free kick there. Very unlucky from Kристian Atsu. It would have been a consolation goal because the 4 goals that Trent has actually put him in a more superior lead. But, you know, the game's not done mathematically, but I think everyone can see that it's very hard for a player to come back from 4-1 down, Joe.
Yeah, very, very hard. And we can see how commanding Virgil van Dijk's been at the back for Trent as well. One of the best players on FIFA 20, although we are playing in 85 rated mode overall. 3 minutes left on the clock then. At the moment, it looks like it's going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold going through to potentially face Everton in a Merseyside derby if Andre Gomez can indeed dispatch Raheem Sterling. But it's going to be easier said than done because Raheem Sterling, of course, put in an incredible display to see off Wilfried Zaha. Brilliant ball by Trent, but it just falls short. Approaching the final whistle then, Harry, what are the people on social media saying as Trent Alexander-Arnold progresses through to the semi-finals?
There's a lot of "you'll never walk alone" tweets happening right now. So Trent has brought the Liverpool fans into the semi-finals, but it's been a great performance. A lot of Newcastle fans are saying that Christian Atsu shouldn't be disappointed with himself. But as you can see, Trent's really, really happy over there, Joe. But it's well-deserved victory from Trent.
Yeah, Trent, you look pretty relaxed there, I have to say. You look very chilled out. Is that how you play FIFA all the time at home, no stress?
Yeah, try not to stress, make as least mistakes as possible, but obviously scored the early goal and changed the way of the game. Difficult, but I was able to create chances.
Yeah, and you like to get to the byline and use that ground cross quite effectively, don't you?
It's hard to defend against. People think you might cut back early doors and step the centre half up to try and cut it out on the pen spot, but I like to go byline and then cut it right across to find a runner.
And Christian, let's just chat to you. How are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, very good game. I think he was better. He created more chances and he dominated the game also. And I say congratulations to him.
There we go then. Trent progresses through to the semi-final stage, Smithy.
Yeah, great game. Massive congratulations to Trent. Thanks to Christian as well for taking part in that game. Close game, that, Harry. Harry, do you feel like Trent was very honest in his assessment pre-match when he said that his 5-1 victory against Tom Grennan, maybe that flattered him a bit because Tom had chances? Do you feel like this 4-1 victory, if anything, didn't flatter him enough because he missed two big chances?
Yeah, two big chances, but it's one of those games where, you know, you just have to be very, very clinical. And I don't think that Christian was in this game. Trent missed a lot of chances, but it's well-deserved victory from him. I think from start to finish, you could see that he was using possession base, using the wing, as Joe said. And those low crosses were just too powerful for Christian to defend, Smithy.
Yeah, Joe, we've got to start talking up Trent a bit now. 5-1 and 4-1, two very commanding victories. And as Harry alluded to there, probably 4-1 didn't even do him justice. He's a real player that could potentially go all the way this tournament.
Yeah, he was brilliant in that game there. Christian Atsu didn't really have a sniff. I know he did score the early goal, but it was on the counter-attack, wasn't it? And obviously anything can happen in FIFA. From that stage on, Trent was totally dominant, created so many chances. And one thing I will say about Trent is that front three of Bobby Firmino, Mo Salah and Sadio Mane is good enough to take on anyone, isn't it? And in the hands of Trent Alexander-Arnold, looks like it's packed full of goals.
Yeah, I totally agree. We've seen some players very reliant. Josh Franceschi, Aubameyang scored nearly all of his goals that he scored. Neil Maupay very reliant upon Glenn Murray for his team. Whereas Trent you can see Trent's spreading the goals around, isn't he? That front three used to great effect. And it's almost like he's a real threat in this tournament, Harry, Trent Alexander-Arnold, because he's using his in-game players very effectively.
Definitely. We saw how Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez are a great partnership for him as well. They were very hard to beat as well. Bobby Firmino just can't stop scoring. The pace of Salah and Mane, similar to how they play in real life. So it kind of looked as if it was a Liverpool performance, really and truly, like how they play in real life. But like I said, Trent is a favourite. Seen him playing plenty competitions and he's done really, really well. So I tip him to be in and around the final anyway. He's made it to the semi. So let's see how long he can go.
And Harry, we've seen that so many fans worldwide watching this and engaging with us. It's been great to see. And of course, Liverpool, such a huge fan base, so much for them to be excited about in the Premier League. They've been absolutely phenomenal this year in the Premier League. And of course, loads of Liverpool fans really excited about how Trent's doing here. Lots of reasons for Liverpool fans to be smiling at the minute.
Yeah, literally my phone, I don't know if you saw in the shot, but I had to look at the phone because it was literally like getting spammed by Liverpool fans. But they're very confident that Trent can do really, really well. But he's doing a great job so far. He's scoring a lot of goals, doing very well. So they've got a right to actually be cheering him on at the moment, Smithy.
Yeah, so let's have a look at what this means for the tournament so far. We can give you confirmation of that result. We are at the quarterfinal stage, and just a reminder that all four games today are all four quarterfinals. So the first game has finished. Trent Alexander-Arnold representing Liverpool 4. Newcastle United being represented by Christian Atsu 1. So good tournament from Christian Atsu, but that is his tournament over. Our remaining 3 quarterfinals that we'll bring you all today are Brighton against Burnley, Wolves against Sheffield United, and Everton against Manchester City. So this is what it means to the overall draw as we advance into day 4. Liverpool, our first semi-finalist, and they will play the winner of Everton against Man City, which is not an easy game to call because that is Andre Gomez, fresh off the back of an 8-0 victory against Raheem Sterling, who beat Wilfred Zaha of Crystal Palace, who is one of the favourites going into this as well. So potential Merseyside derby or a Liverpool versus Man City game. Either way, a mouth-watering tie there. The other 2 quarter-finals, Wolves against Sheffield United, and they will play the winners of Brighton against Burnley. And that match is who's coming next. Brighton's Neil Maupay against Burnley's Dwight McNeil. Guys, let's look ahead to this one because this is our next fixture. And 2 players, Joe, that we've been very impressed with so far.
Yeah, Neil Maupay in particular, I have to say, we know he plays a lot of FIFA Ultimate Team, but sometimes it can be difficult to transfer your Ultimate Team skills into 85 rated mode skills. We saw Todd Cantwell really struggle with it yesterday. Neil Maupay has found it an absolute breeze, partly down to the fact he's got Glenn Murray up front, and Glenn Murray has got 8 goals in 2 games. He looks unstoppable.
Harry, how do you see the next game going? Brighton against Burnley. Tough one to call this, mate.
Bit tough. We already know how Neil Maupay has played so far, but we can't underestimate Burnley. So I'm going with Neil Maupay because I just feel like he's a complete player. But I'm excited to see Jota because I feel like he had the most complete performance. He knows how to use skills. So I'm excited, but yeah, I'm going with Neil Maupay.
Okay, so that is it for our first game of day 4. We'll be back at 1 o'clock for Brighton against Burnley, which is our second quarter-final of the tournament. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you very soon. And just a reminder, please all stay home and save lives. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.